Welcome to the Elevated Marketing podcast show that is designed for business owners and marketers who are tired of overhyped advice. We talk through what we're testing, we challenge assumptions, and we share what's really happening in the world of marketing, which is messy, creative, and always evolving. Welcome to the show. All right, welcome back to another Elevated Marketing Chat, and I think today's conversation could be interesting.
Yeah.
So today we want to talk about why social media is the most influential. I knew I was going to struggle with that word. I don't know why. I was like, I'm going to struggle with it. Marketing channel. So I can't agree with this more, how influential social media is in your marketing. And I think there for a while it was getting kind of a bad rap where it was like, oh yeah, like, we post when we have time, or it wasn't getting the credit it really deserves in your marketing.
Yeah. Well, I think the tides have really changed on what is being posted on social media. Maybe before it was just for pure entertainment, but now, I mean, we're finding, especially with short form video coming out, there can be a lot of valuable
Yeah.
insights.
When I really think about it, I think the reason that social media, was kind of okay, yeah, we need to do it type with marketing is because of how hard it is to say, oh, well, I saw you on social media, or I saw this, or I saw that post. So that's what made me decide to call because, our tracking mechanisms, we look in Google Analytics, I might search for you by name
Mm.
because I've seen your post over and over and I'm more comfortable with who you are.
Yeah. I think when you put too much pressure on looking for website traffic from social media directly,
Yeah.
you aren't seeing that or getting that, then it can seem a little deflating,
Yeah.
but that's not how we should be looking at it.
Well, if you also kind of think back to like, when we only had the radio and everybody sat around the radio to listen to what was going on, and then TV came in, and then connected TV, and like, this is where people spend the most time though now is on social medias. I mean, they say on the low end 2.5 hours a day. I think mine's actually closer to 6, and that's only because I'm doing it from a social kind of selling
Mhm.
scenario. But like, I'm like 6 hours a day.
Yeah, it definitely puts things in perspective.
Well, if you want people's attention and you want to have influence, social media is where you need to be.
Yeah, everyone is there.
And there's real conversations that are having, and people are having real conversations with your brand,
Yeah.
and you need to make sure that you are there to have those conversations with them.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, this is like it gives you the opportunity as a business to really put your messages out there and at your own pace, on your own time.
Yeah.
And that can also create engagement too when your audience sees that you are active on social media, then they're likely going to engage to some degree.
I also think that people want that authentic of
Yeah.
how a brand actually is. When there's TV ads and radio ads, it sounds like a gimmick. It sounds, like, hey, stop on by. Like, but social media is where like your authentic brand kind of comes out, and you're really like, okay, yeah, I like that brand. I want to choose them.
Yeah, a lot of brand perception can come from social media.
Oh
And
yeah.
that's also it's kind of where social well, not kind of, it is where social proof is happening too. And I feel like before when we would say social proof, it's all about the reviews, all about the testimonials, but anymore it's also just having an active account.
Yeah. Well, it's where you're building communities. You got Facebook groups and
Mhm.
Discord channels and things like that. That's where they're going, and how much time are people spending just scrolling videos now?
Mhm. An endless amount of time.
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, the fact that you can like be there, and you
Yeah,
said at the beginning, like it's more important because like SEO like type factors, like
yeah,
we're seeing Google and we're seeing ChatGPTs and stuff use post to, basically, Reddit threads and stuff to make sure that, you show up over there. And then people just go out and they ask and they're like tagging pages. And so it's really where you have a lot of influence.
yeah. I definitely agree. And I think too, it's kind of along those same lines when we're maybe thinking about SEO. You can use your social posts in many different formats and channels as well. There's that cross channel kind of fuel that you could incorporate in your blog posts and your newsletters. It's
Yeah.
not just social media is where that has to live, but it can kind of help things marry together.
It allows you to kind of like repurpose that. You have a blog post, and not everybody wants to read a blog post, but they
Mhm.
will watch short form video. They will scroll through a carousel. Like they're involved and they're understanding more and more about what you do and how you can help somebody. But I guess that all goes to fraud if you don't do social media.
Yeah, yeah. I think another benefit of social media and why it's so influential is it can also act as a hub for your audience to reach out to you, whether that be in comments or maybe that's in your DMs. There's
Yeah.
just another outlet to reach customers and for them to actually reach out to you.
Well, it becomes a customer service. Like
Mhm.
somebody on your team that is responding to comments, because something could go sideways real quick. Even if you're not running ads where, one person says this and another person says that, well, if you're not part of that conversation, it's the same thing as we say, like you have a brand, you know it or not. So you want to try to control that brand. If somebody's upset, you got to be stepping in.
Yeah, yeah. I think more transparency comes through on social media as well, and that's part of that.
Yeah. I mean, you would want to show who you are, like the behind the scenes. And then it's just, it's like the new word of mouth.
Hmm.
Like, I really think, that's where you want to be part of that. So to me, it's networking, but it's online, and you know, you start to, you're friends with complete strangers. Like people are
Yeah.
commenting on posts and are friending you, and you're like, I've never even met you in real life, but like we're friends online.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. Where it's kind of like, I know we've all been here where we're like, oh, I read this the other day, but really you saw it on social media. That's part of that word of mouth now.
Well, I mean, I won't get super political, but there's a lot of things that are first said on social media before they go anywhere else.
Yep.
So,
I think you're correct.
so I think, social media is where you can have a lot of influence with your
Mhm.
marketing. I think it's hard to attribute, but it's something that you need to do and be part of the conversation. And then I would just bring up the 80/20 rule, keep it social. 80% should be entertaining, fun, and then 20% should be, pushing products or services that you offer. So,
I think that's a great reminder.
all right. Well, that's it for today's show. Thank you for listening. If you'd like to follow our newsletter, you can head on over to elevatedmarketing.solutions and sign up for our newsletter there, or follow me, Jennifer Denny, ENNEY, on LinkedIn. All right. Take care.